ready to turn right?
Yeah.
Just lost you, rockin'! Wow!
Podcast Rock City.
What's up, everybody? Joe here from Podcast Rock City. I want to thank you guys for listening to the last show. I didn't do a show last week because I have so much going on in the next 3 weeks leading up to Kiss Cruise 4. I'm very excited about that. If you're going to be on the boat, message me. Quite a few have already sent me lines and said, hey, I want to hang out and have breakfast or a drink or whatever, and I'm cool with that, especially if you're buying. Anyway, it's like I can't buy a beer for $40. No, they're not $40, so don't get nervous. You're listening to this right now, and you're going, oh, my God, a beer is $40. No, it's not. But you can get a bucket for like $30. Anyway. I got a lot going on. I'm going to be doing shows the entire cruise. I'm going to be posting stuff on Facebook, posting stuff on YouTube, posting stuff on podcastrockcity.com. So go and pay attention to all of that leading up to the cruise and then during the cruise. And one of the people that I'm going to have with me at least a couple of times, maybe more, is going to be one of the hosts of Livin' in Sin 3. And it's a big fundraiser. It's going to be at the Holiday Inn, and his name is Andy Moyen. How you doing, Andy?
Hey, how you doing? It's wicked awesome to be on here.
Yeah. I love that you just said wicked awesome. That is so great.
Well, it's a New England thing.
I know. I tried to work it into my vocabulary back when Mr. Deeds came out. The movie, and I was just like, it's so odd. When I was a kid, I used to say wicked a lot, and then when I watched the movie, I was like, oh my God, this is apparently and then you said it, and I was like, how great is that? So listen, my shows are kind of short, usually around 30 minutes, and people don't like waiting, so let's get right to it. This is the 4th cruise. You have been on the first 3 already, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Now, so number 4, this is going to be your 3rd year doing a fundraiser, and it's multiple days, and it's also on the cruise. You have events as well. So let's start with the first day, and you tell everybody what's going on and where to meet and everything, and we'll work our way through, and I'll stop you every once in a while for questions. How's that?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, and go.
All right. The first one we have is on October 28th at the Holiday Inn from 5 o'clock till midnight. We have Mr. DJ Noise, who's actually this year going to play Halloween night on the cruise this year. So he's a real kick-butt DJ. He has his own funky way of doing it, and it's pretty wild. Wait till people see him on the cruise if you've never been to the Livin' in Sin parties and haven't seen him. But he's definitely worth a check out. But, Jeff Hopkins, Denise Hopkins, and myself have been doing some charity work for the last 3 years. The first year we did Wounded Warriors, and the last 2 years we've been doing the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And the lovely Lydia Chris is coming down for her 2nd year, which is awesome. Thank you, Lydia. We love you.
That's really cool. And is she going to be bringing books to sign and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can buy books, and you can buy photographs she's going to have. You can take pictures. She might try to do a little Q&A with us if she wants. She said she would.
Spectacular.
She's always up for anything.
Yeah,
and,
she does fun interviews. I've never actually interviewed her myself, but all the ones I've heard, she's like off the chain.
Yeah, she has some good little things. It's funny. It's always a good time, and we always have raffles. You can buy tickets for like $1. We have $1 tickets. We also have a Gene 6-string axe. Geez, I had to say that right. And thanks to Gene Simmons Axe Ltd. for donating an axe for us.
That's one of the guitars?
That's right. It's one of the guitars.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So that's our grand prize, and actually Gene has signed it, and it's going to be sent down. So we thank them very much. That was definitely an extra surprise this year for us. So that was really good. And the tickets for that's a special raffle. It's for $5 you get you can take home a base, but it's yours. You're there, you win it. You take it home. You can take it with you on a plane. There's a UPS. We can show you where the UPS store is if you want to send it home. But it's yours. It's yours. And the sad thing is that we agreed. Any prize that we give away and stuff, we cannot win it. And it kills me, but we can't win them.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, you'd be like, I want this axe so bad.
Yeah, and we also want to say thanks to KissForSale.com. They they do a lot of Kiss merchandise. They sent us a bunch of stuff, so we thank them this year. That was a good hit. Good for us. And I got to thank the Kiss Army, Kiss Navy. People donate stuff. People donate money. People come down and give us money. People bring extra Kiss goodies, so we can wrap them off. And you got to thank Chris Moyen. He's from he does this thing called Kiss Alive. Take these photos. They're unbelievable. He sent me some packages to wrap off. It's unbelievable. It's just it's unbelievable. That's all I can say. We just we have a good time. We raise a little money, play some Kiss tunes. Everybody gets along. We have a little fun, and then that's what we do. We make. It's all going for a good thing. It's all going to charity. So. And I always come up with some crazy ideas, So you never know what's going to happen at those parties when I get into it.
I hear you. And does it cost anything to get into the party?
Absolutely not. And we every year we make a deal with the hotel to try to give us the cheapest rate you can. Miami is expensive, as people found out, but we try to do the best. Usually around January, after they do their budget or so, they give us the price, and everybody pays just like we do. Everybody pays, and we try to do the best we can. And we have to thank the Holiday Inn, because I'll tell you right now, I've never seen a hotel in my whole life basically shut down lately for us. They basically shut the place down for us. They make a special. They have food all night. They'll have it till 10 o'clock. They are going to add on an extra bartender or two this year, because they know they got a little bit swamped. They're not used to having like this kind of function.
Right. I get that.
So, and like I said, we made special T-shirts. Everybody, if you had to buy one, you had to do it by October 1st, so you can't get them anymore. So we just have a good time. That's all it's about. We're having a good time. Basically, it's more of a mellow thing. We don't get tons and tons and tons of people. Maybe we get average around 200, which is fine for us. We like that.
Sure. Over the years that you've been doing this, how much money have you raised so far?
Between the first year was, we did it for the Warriors, and then last year we did it for the, Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and then this year we're going to do it for the Breast Cancer Research. But the first 2 years is over $14K.
Oh, wow, that's spectacular.
Yeah, it's it's pretty amazing standing there and watching people donate stuff and, say, hey, here's a $20 bill. Oh, how much change you want? Oh, just give me 20. It's just,
right.
And especially where the economy has been, and let's face it, we know that Kruise is expensive in itself.
Oh, yeah. That's, it's amazing that I'm even able to get on it at all. But
yeah.
But it's so spectacular to see how people can they will rally for something such as this.
Yeah, they do. I think, everybody keeps saying that we are one thing, the Kiss fans. With 40 years, you're always going to have these people's little bit of different opinions. I like this generation better. I like this one better. I like this one better. But then when things get all together and the music starts playing, it just all disappears.
That's the way it works. Everybody starts reminiscing and saying, "Oh, yeah. Where were you? How long have you been in the band?" And that's pretty spectacular as well.
Yeah, and with people from all over the world, as Six Man says, Kiss gets the most fans from all. I think they say 35 maybe this year, so it could be the biggest ever.
Right.
So that's pretty amazing. And of course, the Kruise is sold out this year.
Yeah, that's really awesome as well. The first year, and that's the other thing is, and I can't speak for last year, but if people are thinking about going on this cruise next year, I can tell you that I've never seen any disrespect. I've always seen, everybody's friendly and nice to each other. At least in my experience, there's a lot of little kids running around, and it's not so many kids that you're like, oh my God, there's so many kids, but there's kids there, of course. And, everybody seems to be really respectful, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, for the most part, I think, to me, I've been on all four, so I don't want to say I'll be on the fourth, the fourth is coming up, but, for the first three, I still say the first one is still the best one. It was epic. It was, I can say it was in some ways, a big cluster screw up in ways.
Right.
Because it was new. It was, the band couldn't get, I want to say the band basically couldn't get away. I knew the ship. The ship was an older ship. It was a Carnival Cruise. You know where the dressing rooms were going to be. You know where they were going to sleep because those fancier rooms for that ship were basically with everybody else. So they had to walk through everybody. But as soon as they changed and moved to the Pearl, I knew it. They have the Haven section. It's all there. So they can kind of get away, which is kind of good for them. I understand. Because you always have those complaints about people saying, oh, how come they don't walk around? Look at people, man. It's Gene and Paul. They're never, ever going to be able to walk around with people swamping them. They are not your Kid Rock. Who cares? Half the band of Kid Rock can walk around and people will walk right by them and say, who are you?
Right.
If anybody they're interested is Kid Rock, and even he walks through the crowd, people are like, yeah, they don't care.
Right.
That's why those other crews give them beers and boobs and bikinis, and they don't care.
Yeah.
One of the guys even told me that. He goes, you people are so different. He goes, you're not like bazaars and you guys cry. He goes, so many people in your 40s and 50s are crying because you see a Gene or Paul just standing there, or when you do, He goes, most people with the Kid Rock, some of them are they're drinking beers, getting hammered all the time, and that's the way they like it. It's fine. But the Kiss thing is a different, the guys. It's like a different kind of passion,
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, granted, I like to see Gene and Paul walk around and more, but let's face it, it's not going to happen, people. Because some people are just going to swamp them no matter what they do or what they say. People are going to just go at them. They just can't. If they have something of it, they have that. They are the rock stars.
Right. It was like on the second cruise during the costume contest, and Paul came out. And then when the costume contest was over, nobody dispersed until Paul finally got down and started shaking hands and stuff. It was like they were all waiting to see.
Yeah.
I knew that was the way it was going to be. I knew that that Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are not the average rock star; they are the superstar. So no matter how many rules Sixth Man would put out to say be respectful, blah 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 blah, people will still be respectful, but they're still going to be starstruck when they see them.
Yeah, I mean, I've done the lookalike contest every year I've been on. I did the belly flop contest a couple of times. I mean, I was in the finals on KK2. I was in the finals, and Paul was judging it. And as soon as it was done, it was like a swamp house, man. The minute Paul stepped out, man, it was like people just running people over to try to get to Paul. And Paul was just like, okay. And then the guys had to come over and say, come on, let's go. He was just getting swamped. It was ridiculous.
Right.
But it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And people complain about other people. Well, that's disrespectful. This is wrong. Well, you got to understand. Some of these people have, we're here in the United States, in America, whatever. We get a little bit. We get to see them more. We get to do more stuff. We get a chance to see more. The people from overseas don't get this chance as much as we do. And they want it. Hey, I want to stand next to Paul. I want to stand next to Gene. I want my picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. So after now, once everybody's on, what's the next event that you have after the 28th?
All right, we also have, because we've had, Lydia's come down 2 days before every, last year and this year, but a lot of people can't afford to come down a little early, so they come down the day before, which is normal for a cruise in itself generally. So what we did is ask Lydia to stay one more night. So basically on October 29th, we're calling it Living in Sin 3.5. And basically all that is basically at the Holiday Inn, Lydia's just going to be there, just Lydia. There's not going to be a party. There's the DJ is not going to be there playing tunes. It's just going to be Lydia sitting there at a table, and we're basically just going to have people line up nicely, and if they want a book or they want a picture with her or they want to buy an autograph picture with her, have pictures to talk to her for a few seconds or whatever, minutes or whatever, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on October 29th. And I made a page for that too. And if you want a book, we want to make sure that you get a book, because last year the Living in Sin party, she brought down, I think, 50 or 60 books. She sold out in 2 hours, and people were still wanting more books. And she was overwhelmed that they sold out so quick. She was so happy, and it was unbelievable. So I have a page that I put up, basically it's Living in Sin, point 3, it's just got a picture of Lydia, and but it's a charity too. She's going to donate, profits from the book and pictures and stuff both nights to the charity too. So, and basically it's from 4 to 6, and we know people have other parties, 3 parties to go to. There's 2 more going on that night. So that's why we changed it, and so it's from 4 to 6. And come here if you want a book or an autograph. She'll sign it, take a picture with you. She'd love to have pictures, smile, say hi to everybody. And but like I said, I did make a page, and if you really 100% want a book on the 29th, there's a pin on that group page. There's a pin, and if a pin message I put up. You put your name and how many books you want, and I'm going to take those names. I'm going to pull X amount of those books. If you want a book, I'm going to pull the book, save the book for you. And if you see me, because we're going to be standing there next to Lydia, you come up right. You can just cut the line, come right up to me, say, "Hey, my name is X amount." I'll make sure I'll cut you in the line. The next person, when she's done, you can go right in, get your book signed, and then move on, so you can go to the next party or do whatever you want to do.
Wow, that's really cool. Okay, so after 3.5, then we go to what?
What we do is last year. This is the funny thing. Like I say, when I went on the first cruise, I had said some stuff online, and some people were getting irked at me a little bit because, a lot of the KISS cruise people, the KISS Navy, had never been on a cruise before, but I have been on regular cruises, so I kind of knew the gist of the ins and outs, and some people got a little bit upset with me because they thought I was just ranking on it, and it is what it is, whatever. But now that they know it's not, it's true. But anyway, a girl named Tina Malloy and Michelle Precchiacco, I can't even pronounce her last name. I really can't. Basically got really perturbed at me and got angry at me because I was putting the stuff. So they actually quit a couple of the groups. And so on the first cruise, when I went on the cruise, I've been known not to sleep that much on the KISS cruises. I've been known to sleep for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours a night, and then I'm up again because I don't want to miss any of the KISS stuff. Because all the fans hang around too. So anyways, so that night in the bar, it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, and they had passed out those jammy things, all that mess went. Right. So anyway, I had never got one because I got into a line, figured I would get the large and extra large, but the medium fits me. I'm like over 6 foot, so I'm like, those things are kind of weird. So anyways, this girl walks by me, and she's got 2 of them on, and I kind of grabbed one of her. She's got them on her shoulder, and I grabbed it, and I said, "Hey, that's mine." She turned around and she goes, "No, that's mine." It was like a joke, Right. So anyways, she walks by, and this other girl looks at me and says, "Hi," and she looked at me. She goes, "Are you Andy Moyen?" And I'm like, "Depends who's asking."
Oh, no.
And then she says, it is, it's you. And then she brought it back, grabbed her friend. She goes, "Oh, it's Andy Moyen." So all crews, every time they saw me, didn't matter where it was, 50 feet, 100 feet, 2 feet. "Oh, look, it's Andy Moyen." So it's kind of like they were busting my balls,
right. Yeah.
Which I was like, yeah, okay. After a while, I was like, okay, I'm going with this. So anyways, when they got back from the cruise on the first one, they had... So basically, it was to bust me. It wasn't really a good thing. It was really to kind of like rank on me. So they made up this. Basically, Tina and Michelle made up this page called Super Fan This Andy Moyen because Spin Magazine was on KK1, and for some strange reason, wherever I was, they were. It was kind of a weird thing, and I didn't even know. So they're like kind of like taking pictures of me, and and then the guy actually said, the guy goes, "Man, you're like all over the place. You're like a super fan." So that's how it got started. I never said super fan. They put it in the magazines. They put it in the pictures. That's how it got started.
Cool.
I didn't start it. So Tina and Michelle, when they got back, they made this website out. Said super fan anymore, blah, 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 whatever. And it was kind of more of a joke. So some people got on it, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, get on this." I'm like, no. So anyways, in the long run, Tina and I became friends. She got to know me. I got to know her. It was just like a whatever. And then I had been to, where the hell did we go? Jeez, I'm going to lose on the bar called Key West.
Gotcha.
So I had been to Key West before, and Tina had been to Key West before. And we were kidding around. He says, "Hey, we should have a KISS Navy, KISS thing, bar crawl, pub." Basically, it was called pub crawl, the first one. Pub crawl. And I said, yeah, sure. And Tina says, hey, let's help you guys out with the charity thing for like the Living in Sin. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? And then she says, let's try to make some shirts up and we'll make these packs. And they're called fanny packs. And she puts Kiss things in them. And we took this symbol from like the Kiss Army and we raced the Kiss across it and she put Super Kiss Andy and SKF, and I'm like, oh my God, it was just funny. And it's like escalated into a big thing. So last year I had somebody make shirts for us. So people bought shirts and some of the money goes to charity for the shirt, for the charity we picked, which is breast cancer. And she made up these packs and she sells them, the packs, like they're $12 this year. And like I said, I don't see everything that goes into them, so I don't want to give everything away, but there's necklaces, there's picks, there's pins, there's all kinds of like little crazy fun things, but the money, all the money that's bought for the packs go to charity. So we're not making any money off it, all goes to charity.
Wow.
So so last year was kind of a joke. We'll go to Key West, we picked out bars, we didn't take, X amount of people. I say, hey, we'll do this if 10 people go or 100 people go. So last year we ended up having like 50 plus people go last year. It was amazing.
That sounds awesome. So basically you guys just went from pub to pub.
Yeah, we had picked out certain ones. Last year we had picked out, I think 7, which was too much in a little bit of time. So the last couple ones we really had to go like fast. But it's a funny thing about it is that it was done as a joke, and everybody had fun. And then Six Man actually uses us in a promo. You can see the blue, like you'll see a bunch of us with the light blue shirts on with the yellow writing in their promo for this year's cruise.
Spectacular.
Yeah. So this year we decided, we're going to Nassau, and then, I've been to Nassau a bunch of times, It's downtown. There's basically 2 things in Nassau you do. You either go downtown, which is right there where the ships are docked, or you go to Atlantis. So,
right.
Those are really the best 2 things you got. So I knew a bunch of the bars down there anyways. We've been poked around. Plus the Kiss Cruise had been down there before. But so me and Tina said, hey, let's do this again. But since I'm from New England, and the whole pub thing, we don't say our R's here. So basically it was bar. So that's how the bar thing's like, B-A-H, bar. It's like park the car, in
right.
Square.
In the harbor.
We don't say our R's kind of like up here in New England. So that's how we got bar crawl.
Cool.
So this year we ended up picking 5. Because at first we didn't have Fat Tuesdays because the area where Fat Tuesdays wasn't really a good area. So, but they cleaned it up really nice, made a nice walkway and stuff. And I happened to be on a regular cruise that was booked a year before that to go this past March. So when I went on this March, when I went, one of the stops was in Nassau. So the bars we had picked out, I went to each bar basically, except the Frogs. Senor Frogs doesn't care who you are, what you do. Frogs get 8 million people there anyways. They don't need the money.
Right.
I mean, everybody needs the money, but basically, if you're 18 and above, bang, everybody ends up being at Frogs because everybody wants to see what Frogs about.
Right.
But anyways, we end up picking a place called Pirates Bar, which is a nice bar. And basically, what they're going to do is they're going to play some Kiss tunes for us. They got some drink specials. And they have the yards. Everybody knows the yards are. And they have all the Kiss colors. They got the red, the blue, the purple, and the green, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
And I also went to now that they fixed up Fat Tuesday, so Fat Tuesday is going to be the second because usually we go to the furthest bar first, and then I work our way back to make sure everybody gets back and we get lost. Not that you really get lost in Nassau. But people get a little too tipsy, at least we can get them back closer, you know what I mean?
Right, yes, I understand
but,
that.
But we're going to Pirates Bar first because they're the first bar that opens, and they're going to open at 10:30. So we're going there first. And then the second bar we're going to is Fat Tuesdays, which I talked to the lady there, and we go to Fat Tuesdays. The beach is basically the first public beach, and the closest public beach that's for free is right there. It's on the on the left-hand side. You can't miss the beach. So if anyone wants to go see sand in the water, it's right there and it's free. That's the first closest beach that's free, unless you want to go to, like say you want to go to land,
right.
where land is. So then we take those, we're going to kind of walk back a little bit, and we'll go to do Frogs. Frogs will be next. It's right there on the pier, so you can't miss that one. And then we're going to go a little bit further down, and now we're going to go to a place called Sharky's. It's on the side. They get 2 floors. First floor, on the second floor, and then outside, and then the last bar go will be the Hard Rock Caf. And the Hard Rock's like basically right across the street from the gate. So, but we're asking everybody that's going if they, because basically people that bought the shirts, people can pick up their shirts and the packs that they bought at the Living in Sin party on, the Wednesday, October 28th. Then Tina will be there, I'll be there, and we're going to pass the shirts. If you can't make it there, we're going to be the next day because we're going to be hanging around at the Holiday Inn. We're going to be hanging around the pool area from like 3 to 10 to 3. So we're going to pass out the rest of the stuff there. But we're asking everybody that's going on the bar crawl to meet at the Bliss Room, like last year. Meet the Bliss Room on the 7th floor, and I think it's in the back, or boards, they call it. Or the back. It's probably in the back. I'm all messed up right now, but meet at the Bliss Room at 9:45 a.m. on November 2nd, because that's the day of the crawl. So everybody get their shirts, you take a couple pictures together, we get big groups of pictures, and then we'll walk through the ship and start heading up and start the drinking and the talking.
Awesome.
I mean, anybody can go. Even if you don't buy a shirt, you don't drink, it doesn't matter. People just go to have fun, hang out, get to meet new people, hang out, have a lot of pictures. And like I said, you get to hit the first beach. The only thing that we say is that people have asked us, you have to be at least 18 to get in the bars down there. And you probably can get into Frogs. You can get into Frogs, Hard Rock, Sharky's. The Pirates probably, but the one you can't, if you're under 18, you're not going to get into Fat Tuesdays. They will not, right there in the gate. You have to be 18 to get through the gates. There's no joke.
Gotcha.
So
now that sounds like a ton of fun. And then you said you just organized the pin swap.
Yeah, there were a lot of people talking about you've been posting on the Cruises site that they want to do a Hard Rock, just came out of the Hard Rock. They came out with a pin from each state or wherever Hard Rock, and people had been talking about it. But the other day, basically it was Tim Freeze who actually made the group, and he put me as one of the admins to help put up pictures and stuff. And the last couple of years, the Six-Man had T-shirt swaps. People bringing in T-shirt swaps and they're swapping them out. So they thought they would do one this year, and people would swap pins there or stuff, or trade anything really. If you made custom picks, the people have made custom picks through the last 4 years, and they like to trade them off and swap picks, which is kind of cool,
Yeah.
And because I do the same thing, I bring my custom picks every year. When I dress up, I end up throwing them out to the crowd here and here. Karaoke is always a good time to throw things out and stuff. But Tim Freeze made a group like 2 days ago, and like I said, made me an admin to help, post some pictures, do some pictures, put some pictures up for the group picture, and. So we're going to meet at the same place that they do the swap, in the Spinnaker Lounge, and I think that's forward. See, I'm getting confused right on the top of my head. At 10 o'clock in the morning on November 3rd? I think
yes.
that is November 3rd, yeah, because because basically that's the biggest open spot there is. There's no Kiss things going on in the morning. There's none of the bands play. Nothing's going on from like 10 to 12 or whatever it is, because I think the next thing is the Gene qualifying pick throwing thing. I think that's the earliest thing, and that's at noon. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna Hard Rock / your KK4 picks, or people a lot of people from overseas too, because it's kind of neat. And here from the States, we like to bring things that I brought a couple of shot glasses people can't get from overseas, so we swap or whatever. Or people buy things, so. I think it's like a teeny meeny expo.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we missing anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, listen, I cannot wait to get down there and meet you and meet everybody that you've been talking about. It sounds like so much fun. Every opportunity that you guys get, if you're going on this boat, walk up to somebody that you don't know and say hello. Introduce yourselves. This is going to happen to you whether you want it to or not. So just walk up to people, say hello, and have a talk. everybody's for the most part very friendly, and get involved in this, in these activities that Andy's got going on. Raise some money, for the cancer research and stuff like that. Buy the T-shirts, anything they have for sale, just pick it up. Go down there, meet Lydia, buy one of her books. I have seen one. I don't own one myself, but I have seen one. I actually have a buddy who's apparently there's a listing in the book for a show where Kiss played, I think here in Atlanta, back in the early 70s, and underneath it is my friend's band's name. And it was just the coolest thing. You go, wow, you're in her book,
Yeah, her book is amazing. To me, so far, I tell you, I don't care what anybody says so far, her book has been the best book out of anybody. I mean, you got Gene's written books, you have Paul's written a book, you've had Peter write a book, you had Ace write a book, you had Gene Paul write again. Lydia's is just amazing. The pictures, and she's not doing the slamming thing that
Right.
these guys kind of go at each other. And I think a lot of people are like, she just shows pictures and does the thing of what went on, and it's just amazing. Her book is just unbelievable pictures, especially when you're like that. Especially if you're, let's say you're in your 40s and above, and the whole Kiss thing was like the mystique and the aura, and next time here they are sitting around a pool and hanging out, just like you would,
Right.
And a couple other crazy things,
Sure. And if you want to know what those are, get the book.
Oh, just amazing. That's all I can say. Amazing.
Absolutely. Okay, listen, before we go, tell everybody about your Facebook page so they can find you.
Well, we have the Livin' in Sin. Oh, geez, Andy. The Livin' in Sin, the Holiday Inn. That's one of the groups that Jeff Hopkins, Denise Hopkins, and I run for the Livin' in Sin parties. And I'll post it on Matt's page. Right. And the other one is the Super Kiss fan, Andy's page. I see you get into them, but I always forget the correct names. I can post those too. But, people just tag along, have fun. That's what I mean. Because these Kiss cruises are not going to last forever. It's just amazing how, who knows? Maybe next year could be the last one, or the year after, depending how the guys are doing. They're not kids anymore.
Right.
Just enjoy it while you can. Right now, enjoy while you can.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Andy. You're awesome.
Yeah. Well, no, it's wicked awesome.
It's wicked awesome. Oh man, I missed my chance. I missed my chance to say that. Thank you very much. I will see you in just a couple of weeks. And it will be awesome to hang out with you. I'll sit down and we'll do a show together, and maybe some video things, and we'll post them so everybody could see how much fun we're having, and maybe they'll come and join us on Kiss Cruise 5.
Oh yeah, I hope so. The more the merrier. Here we go.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, that's the end of the show. But before I go, I want to ask you guys to do me a couple of favors. One, go to iTunes and subscribe to this show. This way, every week you can get your Kiss fix. I'm usually between 20 and 30 minutes. I don't usually go too much over that. Also, send me messages, podcastrockcity1, the number 1, at gmail.com. And also, if you guys want to get a t-shirt, a Podcast Rock City t-shirt, go to podcastrockcity.com, and there's a little link at the top that says t-shirts. Click on it, go get a t-shirt, or you can get a sticker, a hat, a coffee mug, anything you want with Podcast Rock City on it. It would be awesome if you did. I will be wearing my Podcast Rock City hoodie on the ship because we all know it gets windy. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Greetings from Janville, Kiss Army. Strange Ways Podcast wants to invite you to a rock and roll party. Moyen, Jody Hagnott, D-Rock, and Clinton Harris are the strangest Kiss podcast known to our scientists at this time.
Pretty missed.
Your Kiss Army bros celebrate and discuss the gods of thunder. Yes! You can find the Earth versions on Podomatic, Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher and blah, blah, blah. Just Google it. Thank you and keep on rocking.
They are serious.
You wanted the best, you got the best. And if you want the hottest show on Montco Radio, join us in the Kiss Room. The Kiss Room is a monthly radio broadcast celebrating the hottest band in the world. Kiss! It's your place for all things Kiss and some... For broadcast dates and all information, go to thekissroom.com. The Kiss Room broadcasts live and worldwide on Montco Radio, where music and minds meet.
This is a really big moment.
Hi, I'm Cassius Morris, host of Kiss podcast Creatures of the Net. Our show content includes current events of the hottest band in the land, exclusive interviews, and the trials and tribulations of being a Kiss fan. You can check out our show at www.creaturesofthenet.com and on Facebook or Twitter. And if you don't know the website name by now,
Oh, you better learn it.
we'll see you here.
History Science Theater, the most civilized.
Yeah. Oh, oh, Lee, come on.
Respectful.
Just imagine Gene with like a washtub bass. Boom, 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 boom.
And serious.
No, wait. Excuse me, Bob. You're gonna come over and do my album.
Kiss podcast on the web. History Science Theater. We bust balls because we care.
Doctors define modern rock disorder as a sudden, intense drop in musical taste, affecting all facets of the victims' lives and the lives of those around them. Over 20 million Americans suffer. Do you? Is your newfound love of Axe body spray, leather wristbands, and mountains of hair care products driving those close to you crazy? Has your overwhelming desire to crank Nickelback, drink a sixer of Natty Ice, and yell at girls from the back of a pickup truck seriously impaired your work or social life? The Decibel Geek Podcast offers new hope. The Decibel Geek Podcast, the only podcast proven effective for MRD. The Decibel Geek Podcast corrects the chemical imbalance created by listening to bands like Theory of a Dead Man and Three Doors Down, so that with time and your hosts Chris and Aaron's help, you can move toward recovery. MRD hurts. The Decibel Geek Podcast can help. Visit www.decibelgeek.com to begin the road to recovery.
It's time for some cheap talk. You're listening to Trick Chat.
Their mommy's all right, their daddies are all right, they just seem a little weird. They even got their Kiss records out. This is Ken from the Pod Kiss. Join me, Matt, Andrew, and BJ as we talk about 4 great guys and 3 great chords. Cheap Trick. If you're a Kiss fan, chances are you've checked them out. So please check out our show, Cheap Talk with Trick Chat, available for now in the Pod Kiss feed.
Keep cheap trickin'.
Someone, somewhere, is needing to hear from you. Someone needing to know that you care. Care enough to give the gift of Podcast. Tell a friend about Podcast today. Download us on iTunes, friend us on Facebook, and rock your ass out. Podcast.
That's a picture of Joseph Kiss Sr., who came up with the vision of Kiss in 1753. Right, that Joseph Kiss.
That's, of course, a picture of him without makeup.
That's right, Mr. Joseph Kiss Sr.
All right.
Hi, Kiss fans. This is J.R. Smalling, and I'm pleased to announce the release of our new book, Out on the Streets, written by me and the other members of the original Kiss crew. This book chronicles the glory days of the hottest band in the land from 1974 to 1976. You'll hear the real tales of what it was like to be on the road with Kiss during those early years. For more information or to purchase, visit our website, www.theoriginalkisscrew.com. That's crew with a K. You wanted the book and you got it, and we hope that you enjoy it.